OpenClaw just dropped version 2026.3.1, and this isn't a patch, it's a completely different product. Real-time WebSocket streaming, Claude 4.6 adaptive reasoning, parallel shell execution, and native Kubernetes support, all in one release. If you've been sleeping on OpenClaw, wake up right now. The old OpenClaw had one crippling bottleneck. Every single LLM interaction ran through a REST API call. Request out, wait, response back, parse, act, repeat. For a personal productivity tool, fine. For serious multi-step developer workflows, that cumulative round-trip latency made the agent feel slow and brittle. Version 2026.3.1 kills this at the root, and every part of the agent's behavior changes as a result. OpenClaw now opens a single persistent WebSocket connection to the LLM at startup and keeps it alive for the entire session. Tokens stream back the moment the model starts generating them. More importantly, OpenClaw's runtime now begins acting on streamed tokens before the full response is complete. The instant the model outputs a tool call identifier in the stream, OpenClaw intercepts it and spins up the shell execution thread in parallel before the model has even finished generating the arguments. Model generation and shell execution now overlap. That thinking pause you used to feel is gone. Claude 4.6 introduced adaptive chain of thought depth. Instead of burning the same computational budget on every task, the model dynamically calibrates its internal reasoning depth based on complexity and risk. Ask OpenClaw to rename a variable, it snaps back instantly. Ask it to diagnose a crashing production container. It extends its reasoning chain, cross-references your error logs, and carefully validates which shell commands are safe to run before touching anything. Fast when it can be, careful when it must. No configuration required. OpenClaw's tool use parser was rebuilt from scratch to handle this, correctly ignoring Claude 4.6's internal reasoning traces and only acting on the final structured tool call output, eliminating an entire class of false positive execution errors from previous versions. Previously, OpenClaw executed shell commands one at a time. Now, at the start of each multi-step workflow, the agent builds a task dependency graph, identifies which operations are independent, and dispatches them simultaneously to a thread pool. 3 log analysis scripts, fired in parallel. A build, a lint check, and a test suite with no shared state, all 3 at once. Community benchmarks are already showing 3 to 4 times end-to-end time reductions on parallelizable workflows. The Kubernetes integration extends this to infrastructure level. OpenClaw can now authenticate against a cluster, dispatch jobs to pods, stream their logs via kubectl exec, and auto-cleanup when done, all through WhatsApp or Telegram. OpenClaw is officially a DevOps tool now, not just a developer toy. WebSocket streaming, adaptive reasoning, parallel execution, Kubernetes. These aren't 4 separate features. They're 4 pillars of a fundamentally different platform. Subscribe for full coverage of every major OpenClaw release. Hit like if this breakdown helped, and drop a comment telling me which feature you're testing first.